Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? It is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017, and I am here for our usual morning session. As you guys may or may not recall, Wednesday is my busy day, so I'm going to have to keep it a little bit short, but not too short today. All right, we'll have at least 30 minutes or so. All right. So while I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we will just get going. All right. Good morning, Shannon O'Brien. How are you, my friend? Good morning, beautiful Colleen. How are you? I'm happy to see you ladies here today. I am so thrilled. All right. So, something interesting in the news the other day I found that I thought I would share with you. Good morning, Malta. Good morning, Joe Sauter. How are you guys? Arlene Robertson in the house. Let's see here if I can find that thing I was looking at. Geez, oh, Pete, now I can't find it. Well, anyway, we'll get back to it later. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see. We have Maura DeLuca in the house today. And she says, it's a beautiful day here. Good morning, everybody. Janet J is here from Belgium. Good morning, Miss Janet, and welcome to our morning chat. I hope you're feeling well today. And we have Guardian Wolf. Hey, Guardian Wolf, how are you? She says, cool 30 minutes with Ms. Angie. And good morning, chat crew. GSX Girl is in the house. Welcome back, my love. How are you? She says, good morning, Angie. Feeling like I'm always helping others and taking from myself. You know what? That is so common, especially for empaths like ourselves. It's kind of our basic modus operandus. You know what I'm saying? We kind of generally roll that way. That's kind of how we roll. We tend to want to help other people. It's almost beyond our control to do so. So don't beat yourself up about it, but be aware of it and make sure to put your self-care in one of the top priority spots. Obviously, we end up taking care of our kids before ourselves, right? But beyond that, we have to look at taking care of ourselves. It's really, really important because you know what they say: you can't pour from an empty cup anyway, right? Eventually, you're going to run out of give to give. I feel like I have something in my eye. All right. So talk to me about that a little more. Tell me what's going on. Eden Denise is here. She says, good morning, Angie and everyone. How are you? I'm great. How are you? She says, I'm feeling much better than from last week. Still feeling a bit off, but much better for sure. Blocking negative energy at work and CODA meeting last night was great. That's excellent. That's excellent news. And definitely you've got to block the negative energy at work. It's unfortunately the best thing you can do if you can't leave the job. And then when we're talking about, feeling a little off, I mean, that's pretty normal, but I certainly understand where you're at. I'm so glad that you're on the mend, my friend. I'm happy to hear that. All right, now I lost my place. Where was I? Okay, here we go. Um, we have Malta saying, good morning, Angie and Shannon. Good morning, Mr. Malta, my friend. How are you? And thank you for being here. Sue Cronert in the house says, good morning. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Ashley. And good morning, Malta. Again, he says good morning to Colleen. Carlita Vega says good morning, everybody. Ashley says morning, y'all. And Shannon O'Brien says we have reliable information that Mother's house is sold. Oh, great. She said she is scheduled to move into assisted living on December 15th. Merry Christmas to us. That's great news, my friend. I'm so glad to hear it. It's certainly going to make your life so much easier not having to deal with her just popping in like that. It's terrible that you have to park so you can run out the back door if necessary, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes to stay no contact, don't you? Lauren G says, hello. I'm losing my mind. She says, I have very little support, and the narc keeps sending me loving, supportive emails. It's torture. I so badly want to connect with someone and feel supported. I totally feel you, honey. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you what, just a suggestion. If the narc sends you an email that is not related to something that you need to speak to the narcissist about, like the children or, you know, legal stuff, just don't read it. You know, if you don't have kids with them, just block them from emailing you. You know, if there's no legal reason you need to be connected to them. Is that something you would consider, Lauren? And maybe look into local support groups or join SPAN if you haven't yet. You know, get connected with people outside of the narcissist. Consider getting involved with like one of those meetup groups, even if it's not related to anything except something you care about, like, maybe it has something to do with a passion that you have, maybe, I don't know, knitting or roller skating. I'm just making stuff up right now, but you know what I'm saying. All right. Nadia says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Good morning, Ms. Nadia. Happy to see you. How are you guys doing? How's your daughter? How are things going with the ex? Are we still FaceTiming? What's going on with all that? Um, are you guys legally divorced yet? GSX Girl says, I'm feeling unappreciated and confused on how I can help without taking from myself. Okay. So you have to start by taking care of yourself. So if you're not taking care of yourself, then maybe you need to, kind of reevaluate, what are you doing? How are you helping? Who are you helping? And what can you do to sort of pull back a little bit in order to give yourself some of the care that you require? Because like we said, you can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to be able to fill your own cup, so to speak. Let me know. Sunday Wolf says, good morning. Good morning, Sunday Wolf. How are you, my friend? And Malta says, good morning, Maura, Janet, JSX Girl, Eden, Denise, and Sue. Colleen says, good morning, Malta. And we have Shannon O'Brien saying hello to Lauren G. Carlita Vega in the house says, Merry Christmas, Shannon. Hey, Carlita, how are you? GSX Girl says, good morning to Malta. Guardian Wolf is thrilled to see another wolf in the house. Ms. Jillian says, hello, Jillian. What's going on with your job? Tell me. Fill me in. I didn't hear from you yesterday on Facebook, but don't forget to reach out to me. I have some good ideas for you. Wait a minute. Where was I? Okay. We have Carlita Vega with the Christmas trees. Stan Firm is back, says good morning. Good morning, Stan Firm. How are you? What's going on? How's everything for you? Juliana Smith says, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well and loving themselves so much that they don't even notice the negative people who try to steal all their juju. Good juju. Yeah, I think that's legit, and we all have to be thinking in that direction for sure. GSX Girl says, I feel like I'm always a doormat girl. Very hard to take care of myself and my kids first while wanting to help my boyfriend. Oh, yeah. Okay, so can you prioritize the things you're doing? And can you put yourself higher on your priority list than your boyfriend, maybe? Is that possible? Jillian says, Angie, I will write you on Facebook probably over the weekend. Thank you so much for all of your love. I truly appreciate you and everyone here. And Jillian, I really appreciate you as well. And I think maybe we can figure something out. I have a good idea that could at least get you started on something new with still using your amazing, education and everything. Malta says, good morning, Sue, Sunday Wolf, and Guardian Wolf. And Lauren G says, it seems like in my life, it's accept scraps from narcissists or be completely alone, and it's not healthy. I try to reach out to new people, but nothing sticks. I'm afraid of the holidays. I totally feel you, and I think a lot of us get freaked out around the holidays. Just try to know that you're not alone. I mean, I know you feel alone because you're alone where you are, but if you can maintain relationships that aren't too enmeshed, where you're not too wrapped up with people, but you can kind of be connected to people, that's a start. Like I said, look into some of those local groups and see what you can find. Maybe you can find, a group of people who gets together for Christmas because they don't have other people. I mean, that's a thing, the orphan Christmas type stuff, don't force yourself to deal with toxic people just because you don't want to be alone, because when you do that, you kind of fill up the space in your life that might be open for people who aren't toxic. You know what I'm saying? All right. Malta says, good morning, Jillian. And Nadia says, I know that we need to try to keep no contact and keep it simple with contact about the kids, but my ex is pushing it. He started a fight with my friend and during a supervised visit with my daughter. Wow. Was the court supervising or was your friend supervising? And what kind of fight are we talking about? Lauren G says, hello, Shannon. And GSX Girl says, feeling like he doesn't appreciate all that I've done. I'm starting to feel like just because he's at a bad place, somehow it's my job to help because we're together. That's not true. Certainly if you love someone, you might want to help them, but not to your detriment. You know what I'm saying? You can't help him to the point that it's hurting you personally, to beyond mild discomfort, really. You don't want to put yourself in a position to not pay your bills. I don't know what he's going through, and I guess I don't know what you're dealing with, but if you can tell me, I can try to give you a better answer than what I'm giving you right now, because I'm kind of just trying to generalize because I'm not really sure exactly what he's dealing with. So let me know if you want to talk about it. Guardian Wolf says, good morning, Malta. And Janet says, hey, Lauren, I hear you. Nadia says, he was telling her to shut up, that she had a big mouth, stupid, in front of our daughter, who loves my friend as family. I heard it all on the phone, and when he called to complain about her. Oh no. What was the problem? I mean, why was he, what was her, I don't understand. Bonnie is here. She says, good morning. Carmen Isla is here. Isla? And she says, hi, Angie. Good morning. Good morning, Carmen. How are you? Eden Denise says, one great advantage of cutting off narcissists, my skin is finally clearing up. No amount of face cleansers would work. And now after 2 weeks, no contact, my face is clear. Isn't that interesting the way that works? Yeah. Yeah. Stress acne, huh? Been there. Tommy D is here. Hey, Tommy D. He says, good morning, everybody. How are you feeling today, my friend? And GSX Girl says, I'm feeling like my boyfriend doesn't see that I help out if I love, not because I have to. Feeling unappreciated. Well, have you said that to the boyfriend? Have you explained to him how you feel? Maybe he doesn't realize it. Maybe he's a narcissist. I don't know. What do you think? Is he a narcissist? GSX Girl? Nadia says, even after I told him how his actions are affecting his daughter, he still didn't get it. He kept texting me the next day, making excuses. I ignored after a while. That's really frustrating, right? I totally feel you. What did your friend say about it, Nadia? Did she say that it was out of, I assume that she agreed that it was out of line. Was there a court appointed person there or no? The reason I'm asking, and let him continue to text if you want, because you can always use that in court if necessary. But the reason I'm asking if there was a court appointed person there is because they'll probably report his behavior if that's the case. If it's not the case, maybe you want to consider having that, having a court appointed person there as well. Just something to think about. Shannon O'Brien says, I'm trying hard to move forward. The CPTSD has kicked up with the stomach flu that ran through our family. Oh, that ran through my family too. No good. She says, I'm getting back into the swing. Good. Brandy Ortega says, I've asked my narc husband to go to counseling 4 times over the last 7 years, only until he spoke to a divorce lawyer who told him he needs to do it. Now he's all over it. Is this a normal behavior? Sure. Because in his mind, he's not doing it because there's something wrong with him or anyone else, maybe you, but not that I'm saying there is, but in his mind, maybe he's doing it because of you, but I think mostly he's doing it because the divorce lawyer said if you don't do it, then maybe it'll look bad in court or whatever. So I would suspect that if you're going to marriage counseling, be prepared, because he's probably going to, unless you happen to get a counselor who understands narcissism and narcissistic abuse, you're probably going to be blamed for the problems, because he may be able to convince the counselor that he is not the problem and that you are. So be careful. If it's just him going to counseling, again, he may still convince the counselor that he's not the problem. So be aware of that and understand that unless you get a counselor who understands NPD and narcissistic abuse, it's not going to probably be a thing. It's not going to work as well. What are your thoughts on that, Brandy? And yeah, I would say it's pretty normal for him to do that, because again, narcissists don't ever think there's really anything wrong with them. They only do things like counseling in order to get an end result of either keeping you around or, in this case, maybe winning in court somehow. Tanny Person says, good morning. I've had trouble sleeping and waking up this week. I'm concerned about regression. My habits were improving, not sure if it's related to emotion stress or a recent breakout of hives. Well, maybe all 3. I mean, the hives could be could be a direct result of whatever stress you're dealing with as well, depending on what you're going through. But sleeping and waking up, that's hard. It certainly could lead to regression in your habits. I suggest that now that you've, discovered the problem, okay, do some research, look into, how to sleep better. My suggestion, a couple things. Number one, make sure your bedroom is like a sanctuary. Okay. So even if you have a little tiny apartment, wherever you sleep, make sure it's as clutter free as possible. Make sure that it's comfortable, peaceful, try to include some soft colors, and don't work in your bedroom and don't, watch TV in there unless you're going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Try to make your bedroom the place you sleep. Try to do a bedtime routine, and come up with something where you, like, I don't know, maybe you take a warm bath, you drink a cup of chamomile tea. I really love sleepy time tea. Have you tried that? It's from um, Celestial Seasonings. Got a little teddy bear on the box. Love that stuff. And just kind of go through a routine to relax your mind and your body right before you go to bed. And then don't forget to do the 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself right before you go to sleep. It helps you to stay in the right frame of mind and stay focused on what you want and not what you don't want. So, something to think about. Nadia says, and then our daughter lost her first tooth and she was scared. She told me her feelings, but was scared to tell her dad. He laughed at her and told her how to feel. I'm so sorry. Nadia, I hope you're documenting all of this stuff so that you can, have it if you ever need it, because this is the kind of thing that, you know, maybe it's not a big deal, but I think the court, repeated episodes like this, if you're keeping track of this stuff, it may help you with custody issues and stuff later, because obviously that can really mess a kid's head up if he's always telling her how to feel. And I know what I'm talking about in that particular case. So I'm glad that you're aware of this stuff, and I'm glad that she's talking to you about it as well. Malta says, good morning to Bonnie, Stand Firm, Carlita, Tommy D, and all. Good to see you all. And GSX Girl says, for instance, if I have something he wants, you use it to, if I have something he wants to use it to make money. If I have something he wants to use it to make money. Okay. Um, she said, I said, no, prefer you not use it, because if you break it, it's expensive. I'll have to pay for it. I've been burned so many times. Of course. And how does he respond to that? Is he respectful of your wishes, or does he just go ahead and do what he wants? Ashley says, or does he torture you about it if you don't do it? Ashley says, oh yeah, hair changes color here. Glad to see Nadia. Hey, hair changes color. Okay, I'm gonna start calling you Ashley again. Sorry, I just like that name. That was cool. All right, now I lost my place. Okay, here we go. Maura DeLuca says, good morning, Malta. And Nadia says, we are legally divorced, but he's still tormenting us, our poor daughter. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I am glad you're legally divorced, though. Malta says, good morning to Ashley and Maura. Arlene Robertson says, good morning, Malta. And Maura DeLuca says, hey, Tommy, did you get over the Hoover maneuver? I think that he did, but I'll let him tell you. Ashley says, hey, Malta. Polarverse IT Services. Chris. Good morning, Chris. Says, good morning. First time here. I'm separated. My ex-wife is a narcissist. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the tribe. We're happy to have you, my friend. And please jump right in. Shannon O'Brien says, hey, Carlita Vega. And Nadia says, every time I point out things he's doing wrong to my daughter, and that is why he has supervised visits, he says, oh, you want me to leave forever? And she grows up without a dad? I want to say yes. Threatening to do that, even thinking of doing that, is proof that he's a narcissist, because he's not seeing your daughter as an individual person. Nadia, it would never occur to me to do that, to threaten my husband or my ex or whatever with, oh, do you want me to leave so your child won't grow up to have a mom? I mean, that's outrageous to me. It doesn't even seem like something that's even feasible. I never understand. But, as you know, my ex-husband did just that. He did just that. He disappeared. And I kind of knew he would do it, and I didn't try to stop him. And was that the right thing to do? I really don't know. I just know that that's what happened. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, getting over a little cold here. All right. So I totally feel you. Saying yes would be the wrong thing to do, because he would think that that's what you want then, and then he'll probably stay forever. So don't say yes. But know that the less easy it is for him to deal with it, the less easy it will be for him to stay around. You know what I'm saying? So if it becomes more and more difficult for him to stay involved, it's going to be more and more difficult for him to stay involved. And if he's already threatening such things, he's clearly not seeing her as a person, not seeing her as someone, separate from you and him. So he's threatening you, because he knows that you love her and he thinks that you want him around. So just say nothing when he says that. Just say, well, do what you need to do. You know, that's your choice. What do you think? Rose Hargrove says, good morning, difficult times. What's going on, Rose? Tell me. Malta says, good morning to Arlene. And Jillian says, welcome, Pulvers. Chris. And Nadia says, I don't know what to do. Daughter and I live peacefully and happy until she has to call him or see him on Wednesday or Sunday. He's nothing but trouble or drama. Trouble and drama. It is terrible. The best thing I can tell you is just try to minimize, any discussion or focus on him unless your daughter wants to talk about him, and to, prepare her for those visits as much as you can, and understand that the more and more difficult it becomes for him to see her, the less and less he's going to see her. Probably once he figures out he can find a new supply and gets connected to someone else, it will become less and less frequent over the years, maybe sooner than later. Right now he's probably trying to prove something by showing up. So be aware of that. Kirsten Mills says, good morning. Good morning, Kirsten. How are you? Brandy Ortega says he has done the exact same thing about schooling. I've tried to beg him, take him, encourage him for 6 years. One day his brother says, let's take this class together. Now he's enrolled in 2 classes. Ugh. Brandy, I'm so sorry. Well, I guess it's good that he's going to class, but is that helpful? I don't know. It's common for people to blow off their supply as someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. And, maybe he's scared to go by himself. I can't tell you the answer, but I can tell you that I've seen it before. GSX Girl says, and I could go through a whole video and tell you the psychology of it all, honestly, Brandy, but I don't, there are a lot of reasons. It all comes down to being insecure. And in some cases, because they don't trust their own judgment and they think that their judgment is what brought you into their life, they might not trust you. Ridiculous, but true. I don't know. GSX Girl says, worries he's going to leave me because I can't help him. I'm worried he's going to leave me because I can't help him, but I know I don't want to be used either. If he's going to leave you because you can't help him, then is he really somebody you want to be with, is my question. What are your thoughts on that? Karen Johnson says, hello. Hello, Karen. And she says, my earth angel. Oh, thank you, Karen. Good morning, Polarverse IT Services, Chris, and thanks for joining us, says Malta. GSX Girl says, yes, I can, Angie. It will just be a hard thing to do. I totally feel you. I know. I'm so sorry. Tommy D says, oh, Lauren, your end doesn't see your greatness for a reason, hon. He's not for you. Someone else will come along and see you and your greatness. Don't be discouraged. See your greatness. Absolutely, Tommy D. I totally agree 100%. Bonnie says, I'm trying, Angie. There are just too many narcs and energy vampires around. It's very tough. It's difficult, but there are more good days than bad now. So slowly moving forward. Hey, slow is better than no, girl. So you're on the right track. Just stay strong and keep your head in the right place. It's going to get better. I promise you it is. GSX Girl says, fear of abandonment and loss of him, but I know it's from my past. It's not real if he goes. Well, that's right. You just said what I said. So you know what's up, girl. But yeah, I understand the fear of abandonment, but understand this, you're not going to be alone if you don't want to be alone. If this guy isn't the guy, then take a deep breath and give yourself a few minutes to heal, or a few days or weeks, and then try again. All right. Karen Johnson says, I broke contact and he called me a terrible name, which I'm not going to say, and asked if I'd slim down for him. Don't do that again. Don't do that. Don't contact him. He's obviously trying to hurt you, Karen, and you deserve better than that, my friend. Bonnie says, holidays are tough. It brings everything to the surface. That is the truth. Yes. And that's why I made the videos that I did on Thanksgiving, and I'll continue to make videos to help you guys be stronger throughout this month as well. Jillian says, Angie, my hours have been reduced and the writing is on the wall. This is not fair to me, but I can't look at fairness in this situation because I'm not going to find it. I best turn mind to opportunities. I think that's smart. I do. And I think you should consider, well, I'll tell you my secret. I'll tell you the things. I have a really good idea that might help you get something new started. Yeah, because, yeah. All right. Cheryl Wooster says, "Good morning. My narc husband had soul, sorry, I'm having trouble with the talking today, shoulder surgery. And I'm so frustrated that for the first time in this life, this nurse has zero empathy toward him. Others, yes. Is this healthy?" In this case, it is healthy because you are feeling what, unfortunately, on what you. It's hard to feel empathy for someone who abuses you when you know they've abused you. It's hard to feel empathy for someone who would not do the same for you. I bet you $10 if you were the one laying in that bed, he would not have empathy for you. He would not care how you were feeling, and he would probably do anything he could to make it a little harder for you. So the fact that you're just not making it harder for him is something. Just do your best to just only deal with what you have to deal with him until you can, create that exit plan and work toward that. No, I think it is healthy. I think it shows that you are growing as an individual, and I think it shows that you really have realized what you're dealing with this guy, this person, and this lack of empathy on his part. You know, when you know what you're dealing with, you know you can do better. All right. GSX Girl says, "I really thought things were good, but it's starting to fall apart." Honey, I'm so sorry that that's the case, but I don't want you to put yourself in this place where you feel stuck. You know what I mean? Hold on. And the reason I say that is because I think that we want to, hang our hat somewhere, right? We want to have a home. And I don't mean a physical home. I mean a person or a place that we can go and be connected to that feels like home. And maybe you thought this guy was going to be the thing. But listen, if he can't respect you enough to not expect you to, hold him up and support him financially, that's a problem. I mean, emotionally, sure, you could support him as long as you know that he would also do the same for you in the same circumstance. Financially, if you guys were married and this was something that you had a life together, maybe you would carry the family financially for a short time, and then he would, pop back into a job when he could, or help in other ways. So for example, then if something would happen with, my husband's job, then I would just work more hours and he would have to help more in the house or whatever, you know what I mean, until he could find something different. So, but that's because we've been together a long time and we have kids and a family and a home and cars and all the things together. You know what I mean? If it's somebody I'm dating, what would I do? I mean, it would depend on how long we'd been dating and how serious things were, because maybe I would think that I wanted to, let him move in with me if we'd been together 2 or 3 years, or let him stay with me and save money until he could get a place or whatever. But I doubt that, because I think I'll never live with another man again after after my husband, you know, whatever. But you understand what I'm saying. So yeah. Okay. Let me check something here. Okay, I just have a couple of more minutes, and so I'm going to answer as many as I can in that time. Ileana Cox is here. Hey, Ileana, how are you? She says, "If I block my narc, he starts to call and disrupt me at work. What do you suggest?" Good morning, by the way, and thank you for everything. You are the best. Thank you. Ileana, first of all, good morning. I think that I don't know what your job is, but I know that if you have caller ID at work, you can just ignore the calls or send them right to voicemail. If he's calling and talking to like the front desk before he gets to you, then I would ask the front desk to just immediately send him to voicemail and then just delete the voicemails when they come through. What is your job and what kind of calls are you getting? I mean, is he calling you at your desk? Is he calling you like, are you working in a factory? Like, what's happening? Tell me so I can give you a better feel for what to do. But yeah, I definitely suggest, you know, if it becomes an issue, I think you can even get a restraining order because it's considered harassment. So if you guys don't have kids together, there's no reason that he should be contacting you. Do you have kids together? Eden Denise is here. She's, oh, we already knew that. Hey, girl, hey. She says to Lauren, Coda is amazing. I've also heard Al-Anon is good too. Definitely hit Google, and look for a group, excuse me, in your area. I was feeling the exact same way. So that is a good suggestion. Coda is something to look into for sure. And Al-Anon, even depending on your situation. Anytime you're dealing with someone who, you know, because just be careful. Find something that works for you. If Coda feels good to you, try it out. If Al-Anon feels good to you, try it out. I've heard people say mixed. I've heard mixed reviews. So I think it depends on the group, the area that you're in, and who leads the group and how the group runs and things like that. So, but definitely look into it. It cannot hurt you to check it out. Rose Hargrove says, trying to get things done. My son makes me feel guilty. My needs get in the way. Well, sweetie, your needs are number one. Your children are adults, are they not? And I think, you know, tell your son to get over it. Why would he want you to feel guilty for trying to make your life better and trying to do something to improve yourself? I don't understand why he would do that. It's not like he's paying for things, right? You're paying for those things yourself, right? Or dealing with the financing yourself. GSX girl says, Narc stepmom is having her baby today. Ooh. Hey, that's good, right? Because now that she's having her baby, maybe she'll leave your baby alone, right? That's the hope. So, do you have your son today, or is he with them? Malta says, "Good morning, Rose Hargrove, Kirsten Mills, and Karen Johnson. I'm sorry to hear it, and I'm happy that you've joined us this morning." Rose says, "Nothing I do is right, honey. So many things you do are right. Don't let him do that to you. You know what? This is another reason that we've got to have." Unconditional self-love, unconditional self-acceptance. Like today, I feel like I look really horrible. Okay. I feel like I'm all puffy. I feel like nothing went right on my face and my outfit. I don't love it. And I'm just feeling kind of yucky. Right. But here I am, unconditionally being okay with the fact that I look terrible today, unconditionally being okay with the fact that sometimes I don't look that good, and still loving myself and still loving all of you and being here anyway. In the past, there was a time that I wouldn't have even considered turning on the camera when I felt this way about the way I look. So you have to accept yourself unconditionally. And I'm telling you right now, you and I both know that is not true, that nothing you do is right. And I know you're saying that that's what he says. I get that. But I'm just saying, or that's how he behaves. That's a narcissistic behavior, Rose. And I'm sorry your son is doing that to you, but please do not allow him to run you like that. Don't allow him to take away your right to be happy. You are doing something awesome and exciting for yourself and potentially a lot of other people. So keep going and don't let him do this to you. You deserve to be happy and you deserve to do what feels right to you. And I think what feels right to you right now is to finish up what you're doing at school. And I think it's clear that you love it and you deserve it. You have worked really hard to get where you are, and you deserve to have what you want. So keep going and don't let him stop you. Please, Rose, don't let him stop you. Bonnie says, between a rock and a hard place, but moving the rocks one at a time, still moving forward. Very good. Nadia says, my friend does the supervised visits, alternates with one of the ex's friends who doesn't do much at all. He told the daughter not to put too much syrup on the pancake because mommy will get mad. See, that's some gaslighting crap, in my opinion. I don't even know if gaslighting is the right word. It's manipulation. It's trying to, blame you for his own, choices. I don't know. Tommy says the ex narcissist never appreciated me or all of the wonderful love and great things I have. Once I saw that in me, I wanted no parts of her. Righteous indignation. Yes, Tommy. Good for you. Proud of you. Janet says, my parents keep stalking me after I haven't reacted to them for over a year. I have CPTSD because they abused me for 43 years. Understood. Been there, done that. Just had mine show up a couple of weeks ago at my door with a picture of my family from several years back, 10 years ago, I guess, and giving it back to me. I guess she didn't want it on her wall anymore. Crazy. Rose says, school is great, but I don't know about money to continue. Well, because is he taking your money, Rose? Are you paying for stuff for him? What's going on? Brandy Ortega says, I hung up my own damn Christmas lights this year, tired of the bah humbug attitude. He comes home mad because now I don't need him. Geez, I'd rather break a nail than beg him. I'm with you. That's exactly the kind of attitude you need to have, because hopefully that will show that not only do you not need him, but, I think that's a really good thing you did. It must have been very empowering to do that. Um, I'm like that. If I ask something to be done and it doesn't get done within a reasonable amount of time, I'll just do it myself. Do it my damn self. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Bonnie has big hugs for Marvelous Malta. Bonnie, that was Jillian with the big hugs for Marvelous Malta. Sorry. Bonnie says, I feel like I'm in an alternative universe with all the narculas around. I absolutely feel you, girl. I do. Nadia says, my friend just told him you should leave mommy out of it, and he blew up. There you go. There you go, Nadia. That's exactly. He didn't want um, to take responsibility for what he told your daughter, and so he blamed you, and your friend tried to, defend you, or at least make the truth be known, and he didn't like that. Well, you know what? That's ridiculous. But again, I want you to document this. I want you to document the date, everything that was said, maybe even have your friend write an account of it and stick it in the docket, in your notebook or whatever. Keep that. Yeah. 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 All right, guys. Ooh, GSX girl says she has the proof. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good for you. Um, Ashley Thrasher says, "Good morning. I'm excited for my new gym membership, and I'll be getting this week. About to be swole. I was fit the entire relationship until depression hit. The ex would call me fat even though she's bigger. What an ass. I'm so sorry." Um, Tommy D says, "Wow, Nadia, that could make one crazy. Anyway, you can find a neutral moderator for the supervised visits, someone who will take notes." That's why I was saying maybe a court-ordered supervisor would be best. Okay, you guys, I'm really sorry, but I've got to run. I will be here later today with another video, and I will be here tomorrow for our usual Thursday session. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. I wish I could stay longer today, but you guys know Wednesdays are crazy for me. I will end up working until 10 p.m. tonight. And it's 10 a.m. right now, or a little after where I live. So I'm a little tired already. Okay, guys, have a lovely day. I will see you soon. And again, like I said, thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me.